Hello and welcome to the new Qlik Sense dashboard tutorial. And in this dashboard tutorial, what I'm showing you the healthcare dashboard named Hospital Admission Dashboard, where we will going to look at the various hospital admission related KPIs like how many total admissions, planned admission, emergency admission, wait list, so on and so forth, right? So this is basically for those who are as hospital administrator and want to understand the various high level KPIs and then want to drill down into the metrics like top 5 admission by specialty. So we will create this chart where we will see the top 5 specialty like the general medicine, general surgery, pediatrics, so on and so forth, and the information by male, female, and the unknown gender. So that basically tells us whether males are coming more, females are coming more, or the unknown gender is coming more, which is in this case is very less. Then we have charts like average length of stay, average wait time, right, and in which specialty. So average length of stay is the highest in the forensic psychiatry, right? So that is the one, and the average wait time highest is in the generic medicine. So we will see this. Then we have this interesting chart which you can see is impacted by the colors. So emergency admission type by specialty, but the color coding is based on the wait list, right? How much wait you basically have to do over here in terms of minutes. Then what you have is the admission type by specialty. This is basically to understand your each and every department, right? And basically see that, okay, in general surgery you have emergency, right, which is 41%, wait list is high, 58%, and other admission method is very less, right? So you can go up and down as you can see, and over here if you see in this particular department, other admission method is the highest, whereas emergency and wait list is pretty low. So this basically tells you a lot of good story about each of your departments. So in this chart, if I just expand that, in this chart you can actually spend hours and hours try looking at which department is facing issues and where you need to improve, right? Like this one, clinical immunology, a lot of wait list, 95%. So what is happening over here? Is it something where doctor is not available, or we do not have facility, or what exactly the issue is, right? So that is the actionable insight this particular dashboard tells, and then we will going to create it right from the scratch. So first thing first is about the data. So the data, where is the data? Data, to follow it along with me, right? So data is present over where it is. Yeah, so based on the link that I have given you in the description, right, you will land in the data sets folder. In the data sets folder, what you have is the data set sheet. Where is that? Yeah, there you go. So data set sheet, right? I'm just trying to maintain this because as you can see, a lot of different data sets are present. So data set sheet is over here. In this data set sheet, you will find the this particular data set. Let me move up. Yeah, hospital. In the row number 2, the very first data set itself is the hospital data set that you can go ahead and download, right? Also, after this downloading, you have a couple of other data sets as well, and some of the things which I maintain. So over here, it is relatively much more easier. You can filter it as well and find the information very easily compared to searching in data in this particular folder, which based on your feedback, so many users told me that they are not able to figure it out, right? So going back to our data set or our dashboard sheet. So Qlik Sense Desktop Hub is where I am. I was showing you this particular one. So what I'm going to do is I will going to create a new hospital dashboard. Okay. So that way you can easily see how we can create it right from the scratch, because I'm creating an absolute new app. So this is where add data file, add data load editor. So add data file, and I have it already downloaded on my system. So I will simply go ahead and connect it. And this file is the CSV format, right? So we will look it from there. The path is, I think, if I am not wrong, let's see, downloads. Yeah, right, there you go. Okay, so what you have is basically this particular main specialty or the department, right? So how many admissions are happening, how many emergency fees, finished, not the fees, but female, finished consultant episode, gender unknown, male, mean age, mean length of stay, mean time waited in minutes, and other admission method, planned admission, and the wait list that we are having, the number of wait lists that we are having, right? So wait list or waiting list, right? So we will basically, if you see this data set, this is in a pivotal structure. Usually in pivot you have these values in rows and then these are the columns. And generally when you are working with the data set like this, you will face a lot of issues because all of these are present as columns. So if you want to use it as a dimension to plot a chart, you will not be able to do that, right? If you remember the last chart which I showed you, you will not be able to create a chart like that, right? Or you will be able to create it, but unnecessary, a lot of tricks and a lot of situation you will have to handle to basically work it. And once we have this unpivot, which I will show you, then we can do way much more better analytics. Plus it is the standard best practice that we convert the long structure to a flat structure by unpivoting the data. Before we do that, what do we have is the total column. So we'll click on filters, add filter, main specialty not equals to total. Okay, so this total will go away and you can see in the filter we have this option coming. You have these three dots or you have next. Clicking on next basically loads the data, and that's where we will go into the data manager sheet. Okay, so in the data manager sheet, this is where it is coming. As you can see over here, this particular sheet is coming, and let me go into the edit mode. I just clicked on this, as you can see, and I hide this data preview. So if I hide this, the same table is coming. So that is where I can go and change the name and stuff like that, right? So if you see, over here we have the option of unpivoting the data. Select the fields you want to transpose in rows. From the selected fields, row created in the field is the header and attribute field, and the field data is the data field. So from here, and I press the shift button till here. Okay, I have to go one by one. All right. And yeah, now we have this. Click on apply unpivoting. Okay, so you have main specialty, then we will say it, we will call it attribute so that it is not that long, and we will call it what? Value. Because in this you have admission, you have mean age, you have wait time. So value is the most common general name. So if you can see, the numeric numbers are right aligned, the text is left aligned. That's usually to know that your data is good and usable, right? So this is how we basically do the unpivoting. So what we do is we click on save and load the data. Make sure you always load the data. Okay, now if I come to the sheet and go into the edit sheet, I get only three values, which is attribute, main specialty, and value. One more thing you may want to check is that total is not coming. So yes, as you can see over here, admission is the first one, and if I go down, yeah, total is not coming. So perfect, that is good. Now where I am, sheet. Okay, in this sheet we have this option new sheet, right, where we can say it hospital admission dashboard. That way it will basically change this to hospital admission dashboard, right? You have options for styling, like you want to change background, you uncheck that, you can select the color of the background, and so on and so forth. So this is a sheet styling thing, which I am keeping it right now. I just wanted to show you that you have the option under the styling. Grid, you want to change the grid, sheet size, responsive or custom, and small screen layout, list view, grid view. So up to us what we want to do. I think I have chosen the custom, right? And this is based on width. I think this is around 1500 because I needed a lot of space, right? So that is something which I can then play around with. So I have this hospital admission dashboard. If I sheet properties, and where I'm trying to go is the expression, because we will basically develop a lot of set analysis expression in that. All right, so without further ado, what we will going to do is start creating the KPIs. So what do we have is basically the chart over here, and if you see, the KPI is present here, and I will just reduce it. And I think over here, if I go, I am not showing any filter over here because this is a static dashboard, just so that whenever a user is coming on a weekly basis, they can simply go and check it, right? I have the option of copy and then I can paste. Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is, first thing first is the total admission. So we will call it, so there is the issue, okay? So we have the value, but the value needs to be associated to the right attribute, right? So attribute value. So for this, when we click it in the data, we cannot directly add it. We need to add and go into the expression. And this is where we will going to write the expression sum. Sum of what? Sum of value, but which value? So this is admission value. So for this, we will use set analysis by start writing it into the curly brackets. Within the angle brackets, we will say the attribute is equals to an again curly bracket for the set analysis, and within this we will put the value in double quotes. The value is admission. Okay, and I will copy this because I have to repeat this for all the different KPIs. Click apply, and attribute is equals to admission. Let's just see the data is correct or not. Admissions. Okay, so you can see what correction we have to do, right? So admissions, perfect. Now we have the value, right? Once we have the value, we are seeing that the label is coming, whereas label is coming like this. So over here, we what we can do is we can remove this label, and over here in the appearance, in the general, we have the title, right? And in the title, we have the what do you call, the total admission, right? Total admissions. That way we will basically do the formatting in one particular sheet and change it in every and then copy and paste the rest of the others. Now the next big issue, which I faced it in the previous video as well, and I told you that I will tell you in the next video, is this particular title. So this is a setting which Qlik Sense has hidden, sort of a hidden, that I should say. So what I figured out is, in presentation you have the styling, and in the chart you have this option of show first KPI title, right? Rather than doing anything else, we just remove that, right? And that way we have it, we have this, and we have font size that we can increase or decrease. So I will just increase it because we have the lot of space. Okay, so we have total admission, right? And we have the title over here. If you see the title color, if you think it is too dark, then we have the option that we can reduce it. Yeah. Okay. So that way, yeah, this much is fine. So total admission is this. So in my previous video or the previous dashboard, which I just showed you for hospital, this one is little dark. So up to us, what do we want? Generally, we don't want a lot of attention over here by giving it a dark color. That's the design best practice that you should know, right? But here I am keeping the light color so that attention is on the number and not on the title. Title is just there to read it, and number is what you want to interact. So now I have this, I can copy and I can paste. Yeah, and this one is the so total admission. Then I can say emergency by just changing the value over here, because like I told you, we just set once KPI emergency 6.51 million. Very easy, right? Then we change the title, click over here, and we call it emergency admission. Perfect. Copy paste. This time I did Control C, Control V, right? And this is other admission method, right? And let's just say, see, in data manager, the attribute value should be admission emergency and other admission method. So we need to do that. Can I copy this? Right click? No, I cannot copy this. Okay, so I have to write it. Well, thank you, Qlik Sense, for forcing us to write it. Other admission method, right? So I will right click, copy, right click, paste. Yeah. Over here, other admission method, total consultation, consultation, okay, consultation, finished, total consultation. If you see over here in data manager, this is finished consultant episodes. This is like people are coming in for consultations only. Finished consultant episodes. I hope I'm right. Yeah. So total 20 million is the consultation that has happened in this basically admission, the hospital. Control C, Control V. Let's just total consultation, and now we'll see wait list, right? And I'll just say what wait list, right? Simply change this. You can see how fast it becomes. So wait list is coming 0. That means clearly we are writing it incorrectly. So let's see what the value is. Waiting list. Click over here. Waiting list. Was it a small L? W-A-I-T-I-F-G, not L over there. Yeah, 6.39 million. Perfect. Waiting list. I can copy, I can paste. Yep. Yeah, I can copy and paste. And then what do we have after waiting list is the mean age, right? So in the data manager, let's see, mean age and mean length of stay. These are the two we will going to create. Okay, I'll just hide that. After wait list, we have average age. This is much more user friendly. mean usually people don't understand. So mean age, but over here this should not be sum, this will be average. 48 years, right? And in this case, if you will see number, and we will not have any decimal. Okay, so average age is 48 years. So now I copy this and paste it, because same average I have to now use it for other one. So average age, and what was the other one? I forgot. So this is average mean length of stay and mean time waited, mean length of stay. Okay, average stay, mean length of stay, mean length of stay, that is 15 days average stay. And I'll just see this. I need to have some space. So in the sheet properties, custom, width is 1500. Let's say I do 1550. Do I get some more? I get a box. I don't get a box, but what I get is, all right, so 15. What do you have? Where have you gone? I just clicked it on this. Let's call it what, 1600. How about I just simply say 2000? If it is just way too much, 2000 is, I think, too much. 1800 is what I need, probably. Yeah. And then we have to do the setting. For unfortunately or fortunately, we don't get the option. Maybe in future, when I will work in this more, then I can tell you a little bit more about this as to how we can use it for our own advantage. Okay. Wow, I get a lot of space. Okay, I will utilize this. But again, the issue is I got a little bit of extra space over here. So if I just go here and try to change to 1700, I think I will going to get a less space in this case. Let's see. Yeah, let's just try to see if it is helping us. Free flow method is much more easier in my view, where you can freely flow into the dashboard like Power BI allows us. Okay, so this one is good. Okay, over here, average stay, copy, paste. After average mean wait time. So if I just go mean time waited, over here, where are you, sheet? Average wait time, mean time waited 52 minutes. Okay, so that's the way we have our KPIs ready that we can work and easily move ahead, easily basically work and copy and paste in probably I think 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the max we may have taken. But since I was explaining it, once you are pro, it will not take more than 10 minutes for you to do this. Okay, well, I will just review it. Admission wait list is 6.39 million, and yeah, these are all the average, so average is there. Perfect, sounds, this looks good. The next thing is about creating the chart. So our chart is, if you remember from the sheet, is top 5 admission by speciality. Okay, so in this chart and bar chart, which we will change it for our advantage, and this is the one which will go down, right? Add dimension. Dimension is what? Main speciality. Length of the bar is something we will going to add as a dimension. So this one we will paste it, and this is where we will say male. Okay, then we will paste the expression that we copied earlier, the set expression, and we will call it female. The third one we will paste, and the name is the gender unknown. Okay, so these are the three that we will going to put it together. In the appearance, we will change this to this one, right? This is where we have a scroll bar. We don't want any, so we are saying none. Okay, and we need the labels because that's what I like. Rather than access, I want a proper labeling, right? The grid line spacing, grid line spacing I do not like, so, but it is not having any impact. Okay, other than that, what I need is the top 5. So in the data, right, main specialty is there, limitation is there, fixed number, top 5. Okay, so these are the top 5 which is coming and calculated based on this particular measure, right? So it is showing you the top 5 but based on the male. This is where you need to set the expectation, and others are showing, so you can uncheck and others will be gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the first one is basically male, second one is female, and third one is this one. So this is how it is basically showing you. That means based on the first expression. If your first expression would be to show it by female, then your first expression should be the female expression. So depends on how you want to show. This is what you will going to do. So you'll call it top 5 speciality by gender admission. SPECI. Top 5 speciality, SPECIA LITY. I don't know why it is giving an error. SPECIA LTY. Okay, this is probably wrong because I was following this one. Okay, it is what it is. So top 5 speciality by gender unknown. So very clear chart that we are producing. Then what do we have is the average length of stay in days, right? So what we are going to do is, again, our favorite bar chart. Where are you? Yeah, first one. Okay. So I have space. Yeah, I have a good space. So why not utilize it? So add dimension, main speciality, add measure. Measure is this, but what is that? Average length of stay, mean length of stay. Let's see if I remember it correctly. Mean length of stay, and this will be the average. Yeah, perfect. Average length of stay by speciality. Okay, we have this. What do we need is basically the appearance. In the general, we have the title, average length of stay. Yes, show, hover over menu, show details. What is details? Allow user to choose the view details such as description, which is fine. And in the presentation, our styling is okay. Scroll bar none. It will come like automatically over there. We need value labels because that's what I always do. Oh, not this one for sure. Data. In the data we have main specialty. Oh yeah, in appearance, sorry. In appearance we have x-axis, and in the x-axis we want to show label only, so that way we get more space. Same thing we will do it here as well. There is no point that we show the labels and title as well, so label only. And then we have the axis over here, which basically tells you the axis information, left position, scale, medium, wide, narrow, which is basically narrow will give a little bit more space over there. Okay, so we have that. And yeah, this is our average length of stay. I think that's what we are producing it over here as well, right? So only thing is, what we are not doing is we are not basically putting this particular value over there, which I believe is let me just see. So that should be the none, and it will remove. Okay, we have this. I can expand this chart a little bit, right? And then I can copy and I can paste. Yeah, I can move it till here. So this time not the average length of stay, but we will call it what? We can call it average wait time, whatever we like as a KPI that we want to show. Mean wait time, was that the one? No, that was not the one. What is that? So we have wait time like this, we have wait list. Let's just show wait list. I think this is making sense. Control A, Control C, go on to this chart, this particular attribute, Control A, Control V, and we should have the chart. So it's showing where the highest waiting is, like general surgery, gastroenterology, and so on and so forth. So up to us what we want. We want wait list, we can do that. We want average age. Let's say if this is interesting, we can simply copy this, go down below over here and change it, right? So that will show then average age, like general medicine, 80 years is the average. That means really some very senior folks or senior citizens are coming. So that's the way. So if we like the chart, this is where we can keep it. Perfect. Then what do we need is the another chart which can help us with the, what do you call, Treemap, to look at the various aspects of the specialty. So main specialty by the emergency, right? Measure, I will add it. We will call it sum, and attribute in this case will become what? The emergency, because we are trying to show admission by emergency, right? And we want to color code. So in appearance, show title and everything, presentation, colors. Yeah, this is what I was looking for, not the automatic color. Single color by measure. So our measure in this case will be the wait list. So what is our wait list? Is this one. So if you go and see the data and see the expression, copy this expression, come back here in appearance, color, Control A, Control V, and you see the impact. We have a biggest category which is general medicine. However, wait time is highest in general surgery, followed by trauma, then this particular department, then this particular department. So this is the best part of the Treemap, that even though the category is smaller, it will show that it has the impact based on what we are trying to analyze. And then we have the option of what we want to choose is a sequential, color coding, diverging, so on and so forth. So I think this one is good. It is matching with our theme. So also if I expand that, so I call it emergency admission by versus wait list, right? So this is what the emergency admissions are happening in various different departments, and the wait list we can say color code or something like around that, but this is where the user education basically comes in. Okay, the last chart, very interesting chart that we are trying to produce is the stack chart. Where are you? Pivot, waterfall. Okay, in the bar chart I think we can do this setting altogether if I remember it correctly, because I work in multiple tools, so that's why I start thinking like what exactly was the option, because in other tools you have the options like Power BI, it gives you a different option as a bar chart for the stack bar chart. Alright, so let's start pulling this up, and what do we have is the main specialty, right? And in this case, if you remember, if I go back in this particular chart, right, what we are doing is, if I expand this, we are only taking emergency, other admission method, and wait list. So these are the only three categories that we need. So over here in the measure, where are you at measure, and I need to go in. So I will show you this attribute is wait list, and there is this emergency as well. So EMERGENCY, emergency waiting list, and there was something called as other admission method. So this and this. Okay, these are the ones that we needed as a value. First of all, let's just check whether this value is coming like this. Okay, so you can see that this is how the value is coming. Okay, in the appearance, let's just see, we have general, we have appearance. Okay, so for us the stack chart is not coming. So what do we need? We have to then basically figure it out. So one thing is going into the data in the measure. Another thing which I will do is to bring it the stack chart is dividing this entire thing, right? And we will call it what? Total. Apply. So it basically gives us the percentages contribution, and let's see whether the stack is enabled for me. No, it is not enabled for me. All right. So what I am going to do is what I'll do is, so with this method I'm not getting it, not an issue. Sum of value and divide by the total value. Okay, apply, and in the dimension I will make sure that I will not get the multiple dimension but only the three attribute values. So I will use the if condition. If attribute is equals to, what is our attribute? Emergency, right? That was our first attribute. and we had the or attribute is equals to what, emergency, and there was waiting list, or attribute is equals to other admission method. Then we are saying main speciality, otherwise we are saying null, don't show anything. So we have error in expression, we have the emergency, we are showing null, close this, emergency, or attribute is waiting list, or attribute is this. Then show us the main speciality, otherwise don't show anything. I think this is the main speciality that we are having. So it still shows the error. Is it because of this double quotation? If I try to remember it, wait list, let's just correct that, and this, and then we are saying we need attribute actually to show it in the over there, attribute. Okay, so now null, and I'll bracket and close it. Okay, perfect, now it is okay. So issue was I was using the double quotation, but it should be the single quotation that we need to use. Now we will see that if there is any error in this value or not. So we'll click apply, right? So we are saying that if attribute is all these three, then only show us this one. So emergency, waiting list, other admission method. So let's see in the data, over there, other admission method. Okay, other admission method, let's see this. So this is few of the things that we have to take care. Admission method, yeah, and I'll just go and click apply. So other admission method is coming, but what I need is I need the stack bar chart, and I'm just trying to see. We have KPI line, echo, pivot table, Treemap, waterfall, and everything. I'm just trying and seeing that, trying to see is that whether it gives me any stack option or not, because I need this bars, but I need bars and the stack. So this should be our stack, and this should be this should be the stack, and the bars should be based on the main speciality. All right, I can now recollect what exactly has the case. So I've copied this, and what I'll do is this one, right? This will be your first bar. So I will Control X, and I will simply say main speciality. Okay. So we have to have two dimension in this case. We have main speciality, which is this one, main speciality, good. Then I add and I put this expression over there, and for the bars, if, okay, this one, if attribute is this, then this. Okay, so it is still showing, and I'm checking the, so you have group by this one, and bars is this one. Let me just one more time see this piece, which is giving us a bit of a heartache. And this is, hold on, okay, right click, delete, and so these are our bars, yes, and our value is this, and then we have adding attributes. So these are our different attributes, right? And then we go in appearance, we say we want stack. So this is how the stack is coming, right? So all the ones are coming. We don't want everything. In the data, main specialty, in the bars, we only need the less attributes. And our attributes will be based on if emergency or attribute is waiting list or attribute is this, then only this. Apply. Perfect. Now you see this is coming like the overall basically value that we are trying to show it over here. The only thing is we needed 100% stack bar chart and not this one. So for that we need to come over here. So we have sum of value, the total, and that's where we will have to specify for 100% stack bar chart. We have to specify the overall length, which is based on the main specialty total bar value. So if you see, what we are adding is a set expression. So that means we are ignoring all of the dimension when we are creating total. That means it is a grand total based on this value. So we'll click apply and you will see now we have the value, right? We will just say include a null value and it will be removed, and now our chart is coming. So after a bit of a back and forth, we have this and we will call it horizontal. We don't need any scroll bar, right? And we need the values for sure. Value labels is something what we need. Segment label is yes what we need. Total label we don't need. Okay, and the value will be based on the percentage. So we have auto, we have number. In the number we have percentage, and that we can test it, right? So this is something which is now coming to us. These are a few of the things, the legend and all, we can remove it as you know from the appearance, right? So we have presentation, y-axis, we only need labels, yeah, and on the x-axis we only need labels. That way it is properly done. So x-axis, y-axis, color and legend. Show legend title, no, we don't want that. Legend position, I usually show it at the top, right, so that people can very clearly relate it. And title is something we can show. Main specialty admission, LTY admission by specialty admission was specially admission by admission categories. Let's just keep it like this. Okay, so now with this we have our dashboard ready, slightly big in size, yeah, and what it will do is once you will put it on the screen, you will have to test it whether it is doing it, changing it or not. Another thing which I may try to do is in the sheet properties, instead of we can call it responsive and say done editing, and that way the chart, the entire dashboard will come in one single page. So that way we can design as many components as we want, but as we will come out, we will have it the responsive design, it will give us the output. So I see that this value is coming. Now for you, the exercise is to remove this and then think about it, what are the other things that you can do that will going to help it for this dashboard. So we did a lot. As you can see, we covered the lot of formatting tricks, tips and tricks. We covered for a lot of the different charts. The set analysis was the key in this dashboard that we will going to do, that we had done actually. And this the setting for this particular chart, the the category setting, color coding for this, the setting for stacks over there. A lot of things is going on, right? So all of this, and the tooltip, you can see the tooltip is not clear. So what you will do for the tooltip, over here the options are present. If you see, if you go in down below, you have the tooltips. So you have the tooltip as basic, but then you can define your tooltip, that what should become a measure on the chart, on the image, if you want to add any image, and so on and so forth. So I am leaving it for you to explore this and figure it out, the tooltip for your need. Okay, so with that, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session today, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic.